Is it finally time to admit the Nils Höglander experiment in Vancouver is over? He's 25 years old, his production has stalled, and the Canucks' front office is facing a massive roster crunch. Today we're looking at why Hoglander might be headed for future considerations territory, why that might actually be a good thing, or rather the best move for this rebuild. Let's dive right into it right now. We're going to take a look at an article that talks about Hoglander and this particular scenario. This article written by Stéphane Roger, and I want to skip down to right here. Now, of course, we've talked about plenty of possibilities when it comes to the Canucks trading veterans, the likes of Jake DeBrusk, Elias Pettersson, and Filip Hronek, just to name a few. But there's someone else potentially on the departing block who often gets forgotten about in these types of conversations. That is, of course, Nils Höglander. Feels a bit odd to refer to Hoglander as a quote-unquote veteran because in many ways he still feels like a young NHLer just figuring it out. But as I mentioned off the top, Hoglander is 25 and just completed his 6th NHL season. Anyone about to enter year 7 of their career, in some eyes, is considered a veteran. Some Vancouver fans might be hesitant to see Hoglander moved because the last time the team traded someone from that same 2019 draft class, they immediately blossomed with their new team, aka Vasily Podkolzin, who was of course selected 30 spots ahead of Nils Höglander. But the Podkolzin trade happened 2 years ago, which is a long time in the sport of hockey. Both players have aged considerably in the interim and have developed in exactly opposite directions. Podkolzin notched a career-high 19 goals and 37 points this past season with the Edmonton Oilers. Hoglander, meanwhile, had 2 goals and 8 points for the Canucks. Granted, he was out with a very serious injury to start the season. There is some temptation to, of course, hang on to Hoglander with one last hope for that long-awaited breakout, or perhaps breakout isn't the right term to use, as Hoglander has, of course, as we all know, broken out before, including a 24-goal campaign in 23-24. What the Canucks have been waiting for Hoglander to do is develop any kind of consistency or reliability in his game. That is something that they might have reasonably run out of patience on. Fact of the matter is that Canucks are probably already going to have to move out some of the older bodies out if they want to have all the ice time and opportunities available to their newer, younger forwards that a rebuilding team should. There is still a chance that Hoglander does find himself as an NHL player, but at this point, it's a bet with fairly long odds, and the Canucks quite simply have better bets to make. For example, Liam Öhgren is ready to take those extra minutes on now. Someone like a Jonathan Lekkerimäki, 4 years younger than Hoglander, would seem to have a better chance of making something of NHL minutes given in this upcoming season. Even less heralded youngsters like Ty Mueller probably have more upside worth checking out than does Hoglander at this point. After all, how many NHL coaches have already tried to unlock Hoglander's potential already? A lot. It doesn't even all come down to age. The newly signed Ilya Savinov is also 25 years old, but he's of course yet to play in North America and is thus a more unknown quantity than Hoglander and someone with a higher chance of quote-unquote clicking as a result. We've talked so much in recent years about where the Canucks are going to spend their limited dollars under the NHL salary cap, but ice time is also an investment that a team can only make so much of in any given season. If Hoglander sticks around next year, the primary cost of the Canucks will be ice time. And at this point, it's hard to imagine a scenario in which they're not better off cutting ties now and holding that time for others. So where does that leave Nils Höglander? Well, most would agree that if the Canucks received even a modest positive trade offer for Hoglander this offseason, they should probably take it. He's got a $3 million cap hit as of last year, and he scored a grand total of 10 goals and 30 points in 2 seasons since that pay raise. The cap cost isn't exactly hurting the Canucks themselves much right now, but it does make it harder to move him. Back when Podkolzin was traded to the Oilers for a 4th-round pick, or some would say for Evander Kane, there was plenty of consternation from the fan base, and that turned out to be a fair reaction. But Podkolzin was younger then and not making nearly as much money. Most would have to consider an offer of a 4th-round pick for Hoglander to be fair. Most would probably take it at this point. Anything like a 3rd or higher, and the Canucks are probably running to the NHL Central Registry to make it official. Even a truly late draft pick would probably suffice for Nils Höglander, just in the sense of an addition by subtraction sort of thing. Now, but the real question when it comes to Hoglander is whether he's all the way into quote-unquote future considerations territory by now. As in, are the Canucks so much better off without him and with the ability to give his ice time to others that they'd be willing to give him away for absolutely nothing? To that, we're leaning towards a yes, and that yes gets stronger if the Canucks happen to add any forwards to the mix during this offseason, either via a high draft pick or perhaps the pickup of a different veteran like a Brandon Gallagher, for example. Again, there's just only so much ice time to go around, and if Hoglander is still here and still making $3 million, he's going to get some. He's going to get some of it. Maybe he finds his game somewhere else with a fresh start, but at this point, that's not much of a risk and probably a risk the Canucks should be willing to take. Truly, the odds of Hoglander developing into a consistent NHL player at this point, that he's still contributing in, say, 5 years when the rebuild is more complete, and he's 30 years old, are so low, they barely merit mentioning. And that's the only real risk the Canucks should be worried about when it comes to Hoglander here. We could take this discussion a step further, but we think it ends here. As asset poor and as cap space rich as the Canucks are right now, they're probably got no real reason to pay to get rid of Hoglander. He might be playing like a cap dump, but the Canucks being better off without him doesn't quite equate to them wanting or needing to give up an asset to do so. The team could always bury a good chunk of Hoglander's cap hit in the minors if it really came down to it, but we think anything short of that is probably worth doing this offseason. Whether Hoglander goes for a mid-draft pick, a late draft pick, or nothing at all, it's probably best for everyone involved, and Hoglander included, that he moves on from the Vancouver Canucks. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys think Hoglander is in that future considerations territory? Do you think he should be moved at all? And do you agree that, no, perhaps the Nils Höglander experiment is over here in Vancouver? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And of course, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, on your way out, you can like the video and subscribe to the Line Change for more Canucks and draft related content. You can also become a member of the Line Change by hitting that join button to receive exclusive perks, members only videos, as well as early access to videos such as like the one you're watching right now. But before I sign off, I'm going to give a shout out and thank you to our friends over at DraftKings. And like I always say, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. When the ice gets coldest, the best players in the world show you exactly who they are. Playoff warriors turn it up round by round, and DraftKings turns it up with them from the first round all the way to the Stanley Cup final. Bet player props, bet live from the opening faceoff to the final horn. Every moment matters. New DraftKings customers bet just $5 and you'll get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.